So what if rates don't go low enough to help the housing market or save the housing market? Think about that. If rates stay here for 2-3 more years, let's say they did, like, who's gonna move? Who's gonna sell these crazy low rates? Forget about the commercial market or office, retail, multifamily. That you would just devastate that because people have to refi, nobody can buy. But residential, like if we don't get rates in the 5s to the high 4s, how are we gonna save this market? How are we gonna get people that own a home that are locked in the, how are we gonna get that? How are we gonna get them to move up buyers, to get to that bigger house, to move from the condo to the house, to move from the house to the bigger house? Like, how are we actually gonna do that if we're stuck here with these higher rates? Do we think a recession is gonna bring down the rates enough? Are we, just a hypothetical scenario, what if rates don't come down enough? Like, a lot of people think they won't. So that means we'd stuck in this housing market where we have no inventory, a lack of sellers, a lack of buyers, and it's a problem. Like, first-time home buyers are gonna be screwed and never, ever, ever gonna be able to buy. Is that what we're gonna be into? I don't know, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know below what you guys think about that, because I was thinking about that over the weekend, shooting this, coming up with my notes for this video is, man, or, what if rates didn't come down into the 5s or 4s, but we'd have a major problem? I don't know. I just don't know if we would or not. But the good news is I don't think that's going to happen. I think the rates will come down. I think we'll get them down low enough based on fundamentals in the economy, market, jobs, and all that. And we know by now, obviously, the Fed, they just want pain in the job labor market. That's it. Look, because the Fed thinks about it like this. If 158 million Americans are employed, they get that money coming in. They got that check coming in. They can pay the car payment, right? They can pay that credit card payment. They can pay the house payment. They can still shop. They can eat. They're doing it. Yes, they've racked up the credit card bill. Yes, they're tapping into the home equity line. Yes, all these things, but they're still doing it. The consumer is getting a little bit weaker, but look, still consuming, still going out to eat, still shopping, still vacationing. It's still happening. We're coming into summer. Are you going on a vacation? Are you taking your family on a trip? If the answer is yes, then hey, you have money to spend. Well, you're like, well, Kenny, maybe I'm in a different caliber or this. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just people spending. Maybe people have got accustomed to, I like this lifestyle, I want to spend. Maybe people are working another 2 or 3 jobs to keep this up. They're like, hey, I'd rather go on 3 trips a year and I drive Uber on the side to pay for the trips. I don't care. I want it. I love it. Like, I want to do it. It's healthy for me, my family, whatever we get to do. Like, it is huge. I'm going to keep doing it. So are we in a new economy? Who knows? Besides that, welcome back, everybody. My name is Kenny Simpson. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here time and time again, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. I really, really do. This week, there is lots of data, which I don't have. It's coming out. We're going to go through what is coming out this week for data because there's tons of it. It's going to be a big, big week for rates, for the feds, for data, for jobs, all that. So it's a huge, huge week. Obviously, if you're a parent, a lot of kids getting out last week, this week, summer break starting, a lot of people traveling, a lot of people trying to look for houses to buy, to rent, to sell, all that stuff. Not as much as normal, but it still is happening, right? But hey, if you're first time here, we never met, my name is Kenny Simpson. I'm a mortgage broker by choice. Yes, why I say by choice is because I feel like we offer the best service rates and all that fun stuff for our clients. But I've been doing it for about 20 years, helped over 5,000 clients where I stopped counting, funded a few $1 billion. So if you have questions, please let me know. I am a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge. Go check out my bio, all the stuff we've done in real estate. Look more online about me, read more up. But anyways, done a lot, so I'm here to help you. That's why I do these videos. I want to educate you. I want to make you smarter. I want to give you confidence. I also want to make sure that you don't make any dumb mistakes or listen to people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I want to give you the best advice I can. So let's jump into it. So what do we always jump into first? Anybody? Everybody? If you said inventory, you are right. Let's go to it. So nationally, last week we had 594, 548. This week we got 604, 922, 11,374. We did not get into that 11,000 plus range we want. We're still making progress. Remember, I know 604,922 for the week sounds like a lot of inventory nationally. It is not a lot of inventory. We're definitely way down. We're also coming in spring, summer, so it should be way up. So if you want to compare that number, go, Kenny, well, maybe when you look at a number and we had 10,374 for the week, right? And you're like, well, Kenny, that seems like a lot to me. Like, that's a lot. Could you compare it to a different time? Sure. How about I compared it to before the housing crash in 2008? We were getting active listings of 250,000 a week or more. Yeah, you heard me. 250,000 plus, even more a week. And we're talking about 10,000, folks. So we're not even close to having too much inventory. So if you're worried about too much inventory today, right now, I can't tell you what's going to happen in years, but right now, we're not even close. What is going on here in San Diego? We always look to new listings 530, listings sold 387, and active listings. We're trying to get into the 4s and the 5,000. Did we do it? In San Diego, 3946. Maybe by next week, we'll be in the 4,000 range. We are not here, so we will keep plugging along, checking it out. So we are picking up a little inventory, but we should see 1,000, 2,000 more here. We need to see some inventory. People, list your homes. Buyers, we need them. They need them. Let's go. Lots of data this week, as I mentioned. I've got to read it all. Here we go. Ready? Let's go. Sit back. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? Here's my handle, Kenny B. Simpson, because every Monday we tell you what is going on. We give you the little chart of all the stuff that can happen for the week. Why does it matter? Well, if you're going to buy a home or you're in the market, you should know what's going on in the market because data matters. Data affects rates. Data affects stock prices. Data affects everything. So we follow the data here at the Simpson team and we give it to you. So this week, lots of data, manufacturing data, construction spending, auto sales, job openings, ADP employment, IMS, productivity, trade deficit, consumer credit, U.S. employment rate, U.S. hourly rate. Big week for data. That is a lot of stuff. So next week, we'll break it down. Last week, what kind of happened here? We heard retail sales were not so good. We're hearing corporate profits are missing. And then we also, I believe last week, they revised the GDP from last year to even worse. So it sounds like the GDP was like 1.3, 1.2, something like that. I don't have it in my head. Wasn't good for growth, but I'm just reporting the data. Mortgage rates, they still seem to be holding steady. The 10-year treasury is around, as they shoot this, 4.3-ish. Depending on the data this week, rates could move up or down. Lots of data will give us an insight of what's going on out there. So look, if the data comes in softer and bad, that's good for rates. If the data comes in good, that's not good for rates. So we want bad for good rates and we want good for bad rates. Did that make any sense? I think it did. So Kenny, we want bad things to happen? No, only if you want low rates. I gotcha. So it's summertime in the LBC. It's summertime in San Diego. It's summertime in the US. And that means it's a busier season. Remember, spring, summer are your busiest seasons. Why? Kids are out of school. It's a good time to move. So a lot of people are buying, selling, refining, fixing their houses up, going to Home Depot, going to Lowe's, doing all that fun stuff. So we're coming into the busy housing season. I see it. I feel it. If you're not in the industry, you don't know, but this is a very busy time of the year. Because this is where you'd move. Because you don't want to move while your kid's in school during the school year because it's a pain in the you know what. Oh my gosh, 35% of houses in 2024 currently have had a price reduction. You shouldn't freak out. Because if you knew the data, a lot of YouTubers, bubble boys, house crashers, they started to like this video and then they realized, wait a minute, Kenny, you went from, oh my gosh, that's a terrible number to stopping because 1/3 of houses in a normal year have price cuts, folks. Think about it. So when you hear there's price cuts, there's this, that is normal. So what were the price cuts like over the last few years? Let's just take a look. In 2024, we got 35%, 23, 30%, and 22, 22%, 24% with price cuts. Still price cuts. There's always price cuts. So don't freak out about price cuts. So be aware of them. And know that it's okay. If you're selling a house, you have to price cut it. You're part of the 30, 35%. So if you're going to sell your home this summer, I'm going to give you 5 good tips that this realtor gave off this Yahoo financing article. About 5 to boost the value of your home that you could do very easily. Ready? Number 1, they're not all easy, but it's easy to get a return of money on it. Number 1, add an extra room. Boost of 30,000 to 50,000 that you could add more rooms and make it luxurious, such as a home office or a kid's bedroom. You could have a bonus room or something in your house you're not really using. Why don't you turn it into a bedroom? Go get it permitted and add value. Because if you're selling a 3-bedroom house, now it's a 4-bedroom, guess what? Somebody will pay you more money. because they might have 3 kids. They might need an office. They need that extra room. So think about converting your rooms. Number 2, the biggest thing, remodel your kitchen. On an average, that would boost $20,000 to $40,000. Countertops, appliances, cabinets can do wonders in modernizing a home. You know that. Bathrooms, kitchens, floors, things like that. That's what grabs the hearts of the ladies when they walk in. And so you got to do it. Number 3, renovate your bathroom. Boost $15,000 to $30,000. Adding a new one or updating the old one can focus on modern fixtures, lighting, and quality materials can result in high return. I just mentioned that. Number 4, replacing your roof. Boost $10,000 to $20,000. A significant reno. Remember, if somebody buys your house and they go, the roof has to be replaced in 2 years, they're probably going to ask you for a what? A credit. So why not just do it now? Do a good job, get a good bid, and then you can tell them you have a new roof, you have a new bathroom, you have a new kitchen, it's all new. You're going to pay me retail because I did it, and I'm going to make money off me doing all this work because you're the buyer and I'm the seller. That's how it works, right? And number 5, upgrading your energy efficiency. Boost $10,000 to $25,000 can attract eco-conscious buyers. No, guys, think about this. If you have landscaping, you turn to drip. If you change all the LED lighting out, if you get energy efficient products, if anything you can do that somebody's going to buy a home, solar, it's paid for, and it's going to cost them less money to run the water, run electricity, that is money in their pocket. They will pay you more for that. So go do those 5 things when you're going to sell your home this summer. So rentals are benefiting from the housing shortage. So that means if you're renting, expect to pay more, expect to pay the piper, expect it to be harder because there is going to be more renters because there's less buyers, and that means more competition. And that means more demand than supply. So let's look into how Morgan Stanley's Laurel Durkee says how rentals are positioned to benefit from the housing shortage. Owning a home has become a pipe dream since home affordability hits a multi-decade low. It is at all-time low. That is true. Mortgages are now $1,000 more compared to 3 years ago. I agree with that. Remember, this is the average mortgage. On the other hand, some stocks can benefit. Exactly. Home builder stocks are hot right now. According to Morgan Stanley, Lauren Durkee, rental stocks benefit from this. Rental landlords are able to fill the gap in affordability. She advises in investments in multifamily rental, especially single-family rentals. Again, folks, supply demand, it's simple. I just want to bring in this article and let you know that think about this. We have a housing crisis. It means we don't have enough houses to buy. So if you're not buying, you're renting. And yes, they're building all these apartment buildings, but guess what? That's all going to stop. They're going to build what they have in place and they're going to stop because it's too expensive to build. It doesn't make sense. So whatever's going on, and then all that demand is going to catch up with supply, and then rents are going to go back up. So mark my word, if you're a renter, you're going to continue to feel the pain, especially in many parts of the U.S. because why? Because home ownership is non-affordable right now. People are not selling their homes, and there's going to be a lot of demand for rental housing as we move forward. So you're a home buyer, you want to buy a home, you're tired of looking at 7% rates, it doesn't make sense. You're like, is there any creative, is there any hacks, tricks to go get a lower mortgage? And what if I told you there is? And what if I told you, I'm going to tell you how it's done. Assumable mortgage. That's one of the number one best things. What does that mean? Let's read about this article. While others were struggling to start, this couple made it happen by assuming the mortgage rate of a previous owner of a home, which led them to save $1,500 a month. FHA and VA loans are eligible for assumable mortgages, while many conventional. One challenge with this whole thing is assuming the loan to get the lowest mortgage rate, right? Is let's say that person's selling the place for $500,000 and they basically, that mortgage is $400,000 and it's an FHA loan or a VA, you're basically going to assume you need to meet that gap. That means you have to come in with the money, or you have to go find somebody that will give you a second mortgage, which is tough. You have to fill in the gap. So that's one of the big challenges. But if you can fill in the gap, you're willing to put down the money, you could inherit a 2.5% rate. Let's say you could save, as this couple did, $1,500. You could save even more money than that. So assumable mortgages actually do not benefit me. It doesn't make me any money. It doesn't make me any income. But what it does for you, it can help you get into a house. It can help you afford more and help you win-win. But a couple of challenges, let me leave you with. Number one, yes, you got to come with a shortage, but think about this too. Number two, the average time to assume a mortgage can be anywhere from 90 days to 6 months. So that seller has to be willing to wait. And on top of that, There could be fees associated with assuming the loan. And yes, you do have to qualify credit, income, assets, the whole thing when you are buying that new property. So remember, it's like getting a new loan. You're just assuming somebody's old loan. You have to qualify for it. You're just getting the benefit of the lower rate. Good old Dave Ramsey back at it with an article here from the street. Dave Ramsey shares advice on mortgages and buying a home. Dave suggests keeping mortgage payments 25%, including property tax, homeowner association fees, and insurance, 25% of your income. Ooh, that's tough. Best way to avoid interest payments is paying 100% cash. Thanks, Dave. Though he did say it is unachievable for most people, a more realistic goal should shoot for 20% down. But here are some questions that Dave recommends that you need to ask yourself as a home buyer before buying a home. Let's go through them quickly. Do I need to save money for moving expenses? How will I furnish and decorate? What is the location like? What are the schools like? Is the location prone to natural disasters? Are there any problems with the houses? How old is the roof? How old are the appliances? What's included when I buy? What other similar homes selling for? What are the reasons they're selling? How many days has the house been on the market? Great questions, Dave. I love them. One other thing to think about, it does mention, am I in a natural disaster area? Meaning, are you in a flood zone, fire, or hurricane, whatever? Because if you're in flood, fire, anything like that, you will have extra insurance costs to keep and maintain that house. So I love the questions from Dave. Dave, I approve this message and I approve those questions. I think people should ask those questions. But what I don't approve is that you have to put 20% down and it has to be 25% of your income, because here's the thing, folks. You could go out, and a lot of people these days work 2-3 jobs. So if you buy a house, you might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go step up and I'm going to drive Uber. So if it's not at the time, if you can qualify to buy the house, you're going to get a side hustle or a side job, just go do that. Look, Dave's very conservative. That is his approach. I don't agree with everything. It's always good to hear somebody else's perspective, but I do love the questions. You should ask yourself your questions. You should actually answer them and make sure you understand all of them before you go buy a house and put 20% down or pay cash and decide to move your family in there and realize later, I shouldn't have bought this because I was too lazy or not doing the due diligence enough to ask myself these questions. Is this really where I want to live and bring my family? Anyways, guys, that's it for the brief this week. Thanks for watching. Until next week, we will catch you guys soon. Hey, but remember, if you have questions, if you want to book a call with me, hit me up. Also, share this with somebody. Give me a comment below, like it. Are you subscribing to my channel? You should. Also follow me on social. You should be, if you found this on the internet, you should also get on my email list, which you can do as well. Reach out to me. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Until next week, we'll be in touch soon. But if I can help you, you know how to reach me in the notes below.